On September 15, 1963, Birmingham, Alabama was shaken by a day of racist violence that claimed the lives of 6 black children and left one badly injured. That morning, a Ku Klux Klan bomb exploded at the 16th Street Baptist Church, killing Addie Mae Collins, 14, Carole Robertson, 14, Cynthia Wesley, 14, and Denise McNair, 11, while Addie's younger sister, Sarah Collins Rudolph, 12, survived but was permanently scarred, losing an eye. Later that same day, violence continued on the streets of Birmingham when Johnny Robinson, 16, was shot in the back by a police officer, and Virgil Ware, 13, was shot and killed by 2 white teenagers. Yet history, the media, and even Spike Lee's documentary 4 Little Girls have largely focused on the 4 girls killed in the church bombing, leaving Sarah's survival and the murders of Johnny and Virgil overshadowed. This focus on the 4 little girls created a powerful symbol of innocence lost and a rallying cry for the civil rights movement, but it also meant the full story of September 15th, 1963, that 6 children were murdered and 1 survived, was not always told.
On that day, we was going to have a youth day program, and we were so excited. So we came into the ladies' lounge to freshen up. And while we was in the ladies' lounge, I was looking out the door, and I seen Denise McNair and Cynthia Wesley and Carole Robertson. Their class turned out. So they came in the ladies' lounge and went on to the other side to use the stall. When they came out, Denise McNair, she was in front, so she walked over to my sister Addie and asked Addie to tie the sash on her dress. And when she turned to reach her hand out to tie it, that's when I heard a loud noise. Boom! It was so loud, all I could do was holler, Jesus, Addie, Addie, Addie. And but she didn't answer. So all of a sudden I heard someone holler, somebody bombed the 16th Street Church. And I found out who that person was. He was one of the deacons upstairs. When he heard the noise, he said he came down to check it and see what it was. But when he began to take the steps had been blown away. So he jumped down and he looked into the hole, and I was just standing there. And it was just awful.
And you were only 12. You were only 12 years old, and you know, I have to imagine that trauma, you know, affected you emotionally. You know, losing your sister, but even just witnessing, being the only witness to that bombing. How did that impact your life?
For a long time, I was angry. I was angry at what had happened because of the fact that my sister was killed and my friend was killed, and I lost, you know, my right eye. And I went through life. I was in a nervous state, and the trauma just had me so fearful. I was really afraid, really, to go back into a church.
Yeah. And how did you sort of grow past that to the point where you felt like you could write about what happened to you?
Well, one day I went to church, and this pastor, he seen me, and he called me out, and he was letting me know what God had showed him about me. He was telling me, he said, God is showing me you suffer with a nervous condition, and you suffer with a lot of fear. And he told me that God was going to heal me now. So he laid his hand on me, and then I fell to the floor. And when I got up, all of it was gone. I wasn't fearful anymore. So they really made me start talking about the bombing.
Addie's sister, Sarah, was right there with them on that September Sunday morning. They were in the ladies' room, waiting for the next Sunday school class to let out. She took us through a wall of memories inside her home.
This the man right here went inside to bring me out. His name is Samuel Rutledge, so I call him my hero.
A church deacon, Samuel Rutledge, ran inside that church to rescue her.
He told me that when he heard the noise downstairs, he began to take the step to come to see what was happening. And when he began to take the step, he noticed the step was blown away. So that's when he jumped down and he looked in, and he came into the cradle and picked me up and brought me out. of the church.
60 years later, the pain lingers. Sarah battles a severe loss of vision, a prosthetic, and glass still in her eye. For years, she's been asking the state for help covering the major medical bills for extensive surgeries. Bills she still accumulates to care for her injuries that day, preventing her from achieving her dream of becoming a nurse.
Those girls, they didn't live their life because of the color of our skin. And I was really mad for a while because when I went to school, I wasn't the same anymore. I wanted to be a nurse. But what happened to me at that time, I couldn't do it anymore. I really didn't want to be in school anymore because of the way that I looked. You know, I was just a child, and it took a lot out of me.
The lesson that morning, called A Love That Forgives. It took a few years, but despite her injuries and grief, she too learned the power of forgiveness.
I had to forgive because I know, we was learning in church that we have to forgive people that trespass against us. So I just couldn't keep it in because the love of God that He showed us, He forgave us for our sin, and I know I had to do the same.
She hopes the power of that lesson will permeate the hearts of young people today.
Young people really need to know that it's not time for them to continue to killing each other and, shoot each other. It's time for us all to just love one another.
Sarah wrote a book about her life called The Fifth Little Girl. We have put the link to find it on our website, abc3340.com, and she also has a version available for children.